We back up in this thing. You can't roll with us if your last name don't got no loyalty. Podcast party poppin', but you already knew. I've been rolling with these folks. This that Monday night crew. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you.
Yo, what's happening, good people, man? Welcome back to another episode of the Monday Night Crew. I'm holding it down for the fellas tonight, man. I'm getting in the ring while I'm ready to stick and move with the ladies tonight, man. It's your boy K. Mims, the only spot you get authenticity and entertainment at the same time. I have the ladies of the show, Miss Asia, Miss Brittany, Miss Princess. What's happening?
Hey.
Y'all ready for war tonight? Because I am. So, hey, look, though, take a second, subscribe to the page. If you have not already seen it, our part 2 of our documentary of behind the scenes of the 1K Podcast Party Tour is out now. Charlotte, make sure y'all tap into that. We just had a crazy weekend in Raleigh, more content coming around that, so make sure y'all tap into all of the things. How y'all feeling, man? How's everybody Monday going, man? How's life? How's week after podcast party life? How's everybody doing?
Whew.
It was a Monday.
Yeah. Facts though. What about you, Asia? How you feeling?
I said, woof. I think.
Oh, that was you? I thought that was Princess. Everybody
that was
such a dope weekend. And then coming back into regular life is like, I just want to hang out with my friends.
Yeah, bro. Like, why am I here? Like, why am I here? I'm not gonna say too much on that. But before we get into social news, I have a question that, I just kind of like not telling y'all no more and just going into it. So I have a question. It go where it go, and it's a real question rooted in true genuineness, and I want to ask you all's thought. So I'm going to say it to you all how I perceived it, and then you can read it if you want. If someone invested time and effort into a relationship, into someone who now wants to leave for a legit reason, so you have somebody y'all dating, you invested time and effort, the person you invested into now wants to leave for a legit reason. Does the investor have a right to feel like they want something back in return, even though the person didn't do anything jank? It's not a bad situation. It's not bad blood, but like you invested in time, effort. Now this person wants to leave for a legit reason, not cheating or anything. Is it right for the person who felt like they invested a lot of time and effort into said thing to want something back in return? Is that legit?
What do you want back?
So say if I don't want to make a crazy scenario, but just say if you all were together 5 years, I'm making this up, 5 years, you invested a lot of time and effort, you took a step back to help that person grow. It was genuine out of the love of what's going on, whatever the case may be. And then now this person wants to leave for a legit reason, but you took a step back and you wasn't able to progress the way you wanted to. You can't get that time back. You can't get those moves back. Is it right for that person to want something from it? Maybe it's what y'all gain in that moment. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's something that they can quantify. Is it okay for them to want something from taking a step back and pushing the other person forward? Is that okay? Do they have a right to feel that way?
In my opinion, I feel like you might have a little bit of a right. Just like any breakup, that anytime you break up with somebody, I always want my time back. I wish that I could get it back, but I can't. So I feel like the feelings are valid, but in reality, I mean, you just really gotta go with that. I think the biggest thing that people would want back is money. But if it's just like relationships are sacrifices, in my opinion. So I feel like if you did that in the moment, then you did it for the relationship and because you love that person. It's like when you do anything for anybody that you love in life, are you doing it because you were expecting something in return? Like, in my opinion, it's like you can be upset about the situation, but I don't really understand what it is that you feel like you're going to get back.
What if they just want time to get you stay and hold it down they want time to get themselves right so y'all can leave on more of an equal playing field. They just want their time back. So, okay, I get that this is not working for you. Can I get 6 months where I'm allowed to push and do what I need to do you where you at, and we can go that way. Is that okay?
No. Like, what are we doing? I feel like I feel
Mhm.
like you've gotten something in return. You got an experience. Whether that was good or bad, you better take it for what it is, right? And like
See,
that's
well,
just the reality of things. I'm with Princess when she said like you have to take it for what it is because I'm not a me personally, I'm not the Indian so I'm like I don't have an expectation. If I do things, it's out of the kindness of my heart because I wanted to do those things. So I
mhm.
got a sense of fulfillment in the relationship as I was doing the said thing. I'm not just because we broke up for whatever reason, I'm not looking to then like, oh, I need time too because you took X amount of time from me, or oh, I need monetary things because for what? Like that's stupid. We both gained an experience. Whether it was good or bad, that's up to us. But I feel like we both gained something from the relationship. You always learn. You learn from any situation that you're in.
Do you think age plays a factor?
Um,
If you got an experience and now let's take no kids involved. You got the experience, but now let's say you was dating younger. The said person is now 30. You're 37. Because opportunities change around that age. Does that matter, or is it still just experience? Move on.
I think it's experience move on. I mean, it doesn't mean that levels of maturity don't fluctuate, but I mean, that's what honestly, Keenan, to your point, that's why people circle the block. Like we left, it happened. Okay, boom. Marcus Houston circles. If you love something, let it go. Come back. That's how you know. Like, okay, now we can try this thing again, right? Because I let this go. We let this go, and then now we're in a different space with different level of maturity, and let's revisit it. That happens all the time. But that doesn't mean that we didn't take our experience from it the first time. We just learned from it, and now we're in a different space.
Mhm. And I have a scenario to add, but I want Asia's thoughts.
Okay.
Um, I agree, right? And at first I was like, yes, yes, yes. But then I started thinking, if let's say I have maybe somebody that I was with, they wanted to start a company or a business, and I gave them that startup money, right? Or I then decided, or we decided that it was going to be kind of like I was going to support them, you know what I'm saying, while they were getting their business going and all that kind of stuff. And then we did break up, right? At that point, I do know that I'm not going to get my time back, but I do want a return on my investment. So at that point, you could give me a first of all, I should have been smart enough to have my name somewhere if I was going to be supportive in that way within that business, right? Whether it's like a silent partner, whatever. But let's say I wasn't, for me, and depending on what the reason was, because even if it is a legitimate breakup, right? I'm still looking at a return on my investment. And so it's like, bet, okay, cool. Well, even if I need to leave and I gotta find my own space, right? I might need to stay at an Airbnb for a couple of weeks or whatever the case might be. So for me, I'll be like, okay, cool. I feel like what I put into the company, yeah, you could you could run that back. You could give me the seed that I planted into this space, whether that is $100 or whatever the case may be. For me, I just feel like that would be fair because it is like I did help to pour into, and I'm only thinking about in a business context, right? But I did pour into your business, right? I did do this, yes, out of the kindness of my heart, but also I think it would be fair to then say, you know what? You did give me a grand. Now my company is worth 20. Yeah, I can give you that grand back, especially if it's like on not on bad terms, you know what I'm saying? That's my thought.
Okay.
Mhm.
Princess, what's your scenario before we get into this social news?
So, I was thinking similarly to you, Asia, but from an education perspective. Like, what if there was one person in the relationship that was holding it down because this person wanted to go back to pursue their master's degree or their doctorate? So they wanted to fully pursue that. And like that person was like, you know what? So you won't have to take like one or two classes so you can go full time. Like, I can hold it down and you go ahead and pursue that. Then they get the degree, get the good job that comes with it, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, I don't really think this relationship is serving me anymore. And to your point, Keenan, because that person was the sole provider in that situation or what have you, their financial situation may not be the best anymore because they were taking care of everything because you were not working. I mean, in that scenario, I would definitely be upset for sure if I held you down and you got what you wanted and then you just left. But I
Yeah.
mean, in actuality, like, what could you do about it for real?
So my thing to that scenario, if the education gave you some bread, I need some of that. If you went and got it and you didn't do anything with it while we were together before you asked, I'm probably not tripping on that. But if I took a step back for you to go get the education and then once you got it, say it came with a promotion or it came with a new opportunity, that I will probably feel a little more attached to than the education itself. I'm not gonna lie. Because to Brittany's point, like I don't disagree about doing things genuinely, but I don't think that removes the fact that like especially if you wasn't honest about how you was feeling and it's a legit reason, but it's an abrupt end and there was no preparation, we're gonna have to compromise. And it's not always money. That's where the time thing come back. Like, hey, you got these opportunities. We both wanted to go get our masters. I said no, so you can go get it. Like, allow me the opportunity to go get mine before we, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't think nobody, if it's legit, we shouldn't leave on like different playing fields if it's legit. Now I ain't saying stay 2 years, but like give me a time frame. Okay, cool. Let's transition this stuff out. We paid for some things together. Let's make sure this is over there with you. This is over there with me. In 6 months, we need to be out. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring nobody to the crib. We leave it at that. To me, if it come with something, you coming up off something. We not just doing that. I'm telling you that now.
That, but
I'm
you
just
feel
I'm
like,
leaving
you
here with
feel
something.
like people owe you that? Like your partner owes you that?
Owes me what?
Like, okay, I sacrificed the time, you went to school, so now you owe me, either because you got a better job, you owe me something, money, or you owe me the same amount of time to then go get my
Because I
master's.
feel like if it's legit and we breaking up for a legit reason, like I don't feel like it's a crazy ass to ask for time. It's not like I'm saying, "Oh my God, be with me. I'm trying to take you to the bank." Like most mature people, if you breaking up with me and I can understand why, and we got things together, it's gonna take time anyway. What does the time look like to transition out of this? Say we on a lease that got 8 months left. Hey, let me get 6 of those to get myself together, and then when we get to the end of the lease, we're going separate ways. I'll respect your privacy. You respect mine. If that's the way we moving, boom, boom. But I'm gonna be honest. Yes, I do feel like that because I don't think doing something genuinely means that if I did this thinking that it helps you and helping you helps us, and then it doesn't help us, fuck yeah, I'm gonna feel away.
But so
You
then
have every right to.
I think that that takes a level of maturity. I'm gonna just be real, because most people end up in crazy situations because they have a high, quote unquote, expectation of what's owed to them based off of their relationship, right? I'm not saying I disagree with you, but I'm saying it
Mhm.
does take a level of maturity between two people to be able to have that conversation of like, we're both respectfully in this place, we're ending on good terms, like, can we talk about what it looks like moving forward for our future? Because most folks are like, I don't owe you that. Like, okay, I'm Dr. such and such now. Like, too bad. That was during the
Mm-hmm.
time that we were together. And then it spirals into something bigger than what it really should be. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I'm leaving here with something, man. I'm leaving
Especially
here
when
with
it's not a marriage.
for for sure, for sure. And I think the reason why, and we can move on to the social news. I think the reason, and the conversation came up by somebody that was not married, that now has accumulated a lot of things, and now they're scared to get married because they don't want to attach the things that they got together, helping each other, to marriage. And I'm like, that's a
Mm-hmm.
trick bag because now we wouldn't have gotten these things without each other anyway. You feel me? And
Mm-hmm.
then now the reason why we got them, we're not getting married anymore to protect what we quote unquote did or did not get. That's where the question came from. So like it was really just rooted in like how late is too late to like start doing things together and feel attached to them, if that makes sense. Because some people now are in a space where like they come into relationships with things. They not just coming naked. They coming with stuff. So that was the thought. That was the thought. Let's get into this social news. All right, man. So for a week or so now, however long it's been, man, Cardi B came out with a new album. If you want a little, I might need to. Do I need to throw a music connoisseur? You want to take this one over? Or you want me to explain it?
No, you can explain it.
All right. So Cardi B and Nicki Minaj has history, have always had words. To take it back, Nicki Minaj has kind of always been the tough love type to the new generation of rapper women. Recently, Cardi B dropped the album. Nicki Minaj thought she was speaking on her. She tweeted something. Cardi B tweeted something back. It got real egregious. They brought kids in, talking about each other kids. Why don't you go mind your business? It got real sick. So the two questions I have before we start into the whole thing. A, do y'all feel like Nicki Minaj welcomed the next wave of rappers? Is why she's having this issue with the next big rapper. The second one is, what is too far when it comes to social media exchanges? And do y'all think what happened here is too crazy?
I could speak on the last part real quick.
All right.
I always think that when you bring kids into it, that's a challenge, especially the way that like, because when Cardi said, like, why are you focusing on me? Like, doesn't your son have a birthday? Cool, right? That was directed toward Nicki. Still don't think bringing her son into it, right, was fair. But the way that she did it, she was talking directly to Nicki. When Nicki then started to legit write out messages to Cardi B's children,
Boy,
that was a lot. Like, that was really like, you cool? Like, are you cool? Because at that point, that's when Cardi B was like, at this point, where are you? At this point, what's your address? And I feel like I would have done the same thing. Because like, not speaking directly to my kids, that was weird. That was just weird. It was weird.
Yeah,
Princess, what's your Brittany, go ahead. What's your thoughts?
No, I agree with Asia. I think I saw something. People were going back and forth about like they were saying that they were both wrong because they both brought the kids into the situation. Especially when it got to like Nikki calling culture ugly or whatever, right? And then Cardi said something about her son and basically having a disability or being nonverbal or whatever. Yes, they were both wrong. However, I feel like Cardi's approach, I'm with you, Asia. She never spoke directly to the child or not something that was like factual in a sense. And it doesn't make it right, right? Like we're not calling out kids that have disabilities. That's wrong regardless. But I think calling somebody's kid ugly and we all look like creatures and we all like, come on. Like ugly to who, number
Yeah.
one. Like that's your opinion about something versus your son is he does have a disability. However, it's not cool for you to call that out either. I just think they both got out of pocket when it came to that. I do think they're too old for that to be honest. And I'm 100% 10 toes down with Cardi when she said, okay, at this point, where are you? Because it took Nikki, to me, took it too far. There's you got to draw the line. You got to be at some point you got to take a step back and be
See,
like, I
it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Cardi B opened up the discussion for kids to be talked about. She did. Even though Nicki took it too far, Cardi B brought the kids in the joint. Now, I'm going to backtrack for a second and then come back full circle. Appreciate everybody tapping in tonight, man. If you're new here, man, we're the Monday Night Crew. Make sure you subscribe to the page, man. Hope y'all are enjoying the show. The issue is, Nicki Minaj is probably not, if not the, but one of the best female, hip hop artists of all time. Her run cannot be denied. However, Nicki Minaj has always had a hard time welcoming the next group of women rappers. So
Mm-hmm.
this little grudge has been going on forever. I feel like Nicki wouldn't feel this way if she felt more a part of today's hip hop culture of women. I don't feel like she would feel the need to go back and forth with Cardi as much.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I rock with Cardi. I think she got a lot of personality. I think she cool. I think her music is great. Cardi be talking reckless, man, when she be getting on them lives and she be going back and forth. Like, no matter who's Cardi is proven that she will talk reckless. Now, with that being said, Cardi didn't have to say, "Ain't it your son's birthday?" Because let's be real. If anybody says that anywhere, you're coming, even if you just didn't even, you're talking to me about my kid. She knew what she was doing to get those emotions up out of her, and it worked, and she went too far. But I'm just not a fan of, now we're blaming the person that's reacting to the person that opened the door to bring kids in it. Kids was nowhere near it. Cardi B brought them in there. And now that, you know, Nicki went crazy, now it's time to talk. No, that's nah.
But do you think she was? I know Cardi is. She's a
Yes, I
character.
do. The
She's
answer
a
to your question,
character.
yes, I do.
No, because I don't. I'm not sure if I know that it was meant. I don't know if it was meant for like. Don't you got other things to worry about? Like, shouldn't you be doing something else? Versus like, I'm attacking your son because like I don't feel. Versus listen to the response that Nicki had. Like, number one, she directed the comments to this little girl, monkeys and ugly, and that to me that is uncalled for. That is next level. Versus you ain't got nothing better to do than go celebrate your kid that just turned another year older.
I
Why you know
agree.
that about her kid?
It doesn't matter.
I, okay, I'm
I
not
mean,
saying
but
that.
why?
I'm not saying
Never
Cardi is
mind.
right,
Never
dog.
mind.
Go ahead, go ahead. Go
What,
ahead, princess.
princess?
No,
What?
no, 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 no. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna.
I'm not saying Cardi is
I'm
right.
not gonna say what I was about to say.
Hey man, if you don't be scared tonight, but nah,
No, I'm not gonna do it.
so I just think my issue is that my issue is like, you know, Nicki did go too far. They've never liked each other. However, she didn't open that door, is the point I'm making. Now, the stuff she said, that's definitely come see me on the, you know, you gotta holler at me. But she didn't open that door to that. I'm sorry. She didn't. She didn't. And then she shouldn't have said those things, but it's hard to judge the reactor, is the point I'm making. Go
I
ahead,
don't
princess.
agree.
I see it in your face. Go
Right.
ahead. What's up?
I don't agree. I agree with you, Britt,
Okay.
that I feel like her asking about like shouldn't you be somewhere cutting cake is literally like, girl, like why are you here? And that's all I think that it was. I don't think, I mean, I can't say because Nikki specifically started talking about specific things about the children first. I can't say that Cardi was never going to get there, but I mean, that's just the way that it happened. But what I will say is that on the album, Cardi took shots at a lot of people, but nobody was talking about her taking shots at Nicki Minaj. People were talking about what she said about Bia. There's a whole song, diss track about Bia, and the stuff about JT. Nicki Minaj inserted herself into this entire scenario, one, by announcing she has an album coming in March 2026. Irrelevant news right now. But because she does not do well with the other rap girlies getting the spotlight, she felt the need to announce her album that's coming out in March in September. And then there was the whole Twitter thing. So it's just like, why are you here? And let me just say this. As much as I love Cardi, I do also like Nicki Minaj. However, Nicki's attitude and the way that she goes after the rap girls to me is just distasteful.
Yep.
I've always questioned Nicki's mental. And I feel like more and more lately, I question it even more. And there's just a lot of things that concern me. And I think it not only applies to the current rap girls, unless you kiss Nicki's ass, like she's beefing with you. But it also happened like that when she first came out,
With Lil
when
Kim.
she also, yeah, with Lil Kim.
Yeah.
And it's like Lil Kim wasn't necessarily being a mean girl to Nicki the way Nicki is a mean girl to the rap girls today. But it's just like, I don't know what it is. And it's okay to be confident. You know, everybody should be. But like to just have this mean girl mentality where it's just like, if you're not kissing my ass, then F you. Like, I just personally don't think that that's cool. Because, yeah, again, there was absolutely no reason for that album to be announced.
And I just want to
But do
say,
you think
like,
it was
no, real quick. I just, I really just feel like we should check on like Nikki's mental right now. And I'm really not
Yeah,
being
I
funny.
agree.
Like she's having a time. It feels like a temper tantrum. And also, I don't know if y'all saw, but she recently then said that Jay-Z and Beyonce were posing like her and her man in pictures. Ma'am, slow down. Calm down. Take a breath. Take a breather. Because for me, it's like, even if, Keenan, to your earlier point, cool. Like if now, from what Cardi said, it triggered you that much that you now are no longer even continuing to have a conversation with a grown woman, but you're targeting stuff toward a little girl. I don't care what anybody says, that's weird behavior.
for sure?
That really is odd behavior. Because you could have continued the beef with Cardi, just
For
talking
sure.
to Cardi. You know what I'm saying? Or did the power trip move that she did when it was like and all the sponsors, all the people backing her, you have until midnight. Okay. All right, slow down. Like just drink some tea. Woosah a little bit. Weird.
Yo, all right. So we got a couple of comments. So Mayflower, Cardi B, Cardi a mean girl too. She don't like dark skinned women. You jumped out there. Sensei said Princess said she's so irrelevant that she had to jump into the mix. This
I
is my
didn't say she
thing.
was irrelevant.
Hey, that's what Sensei said.
I did
Sensei
not
said
say
that.
she was
So
irrelevant.
I got a question, Princess. If any other rap girl, so let's be clear that we didn't talk about this we didn't talk about this either. Cardi B's sophomore album was highly anticipated. So that also was another thing. Like everybody was waiting on that album to come out. If it's anybody else besides Cardi B, do you think Nicki Minaj does the same thing? Any other woman rapper that makes a little buzz, is Nicki Minaj doing the same thing, or do you think it's solely because Cardi B, her influence, her time, she jumped on and put her album out there?
No, I think it's anybody who who she is beefing with at the moment. But I think personally the reason why she did it is because that sophomore album was so anticipated and it's making so much noise on the internet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nicki gotta chill. She gonna end up tearing her legacy up, man. Nicki gotta
And that's
chill.
what I don't want her to do.
Yeah, Nicki gotta chill.
Yeah. I really like wholeheartedly believe that she needs to get help. And I thought about it while this was going on, and I'm like, does she have any friends? No,
Damn.
seriously. No, seriously. Because you got to think about it. When Nicki first came out, she was with Young Money. You know what I mean? So she was always with the guys.
Mm-hmm.
She was always with
Mm-hmm.
Wayne, Drake. You know what I mean? Now you don't even see them, like they're not together anymore. So it's like in real life, as far as just like when you see her out, red carpet, whatever, you know some celebrities run in circles. Does Nicki have a circle? Like for real, like somebody just like, girl, I don't ever really see Nicki with the community, is what I'm saying. So during this past week, I literally thought about that. I'm like, does she have any real friends in the industry for real?
But wasn't she going through a lot with her? Is her husband now?
Yeah, that's her husband.
Didn't he have a lot going on at one point that was deep into the news? So like, even that decision making was a little like, okay, hold on, Nicki, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? So like, I think the tough part about all rappers that's kind of crossing over now for the bigger picture, like your career, I look at it like this. Y'all know how like Kevin Hart and Drewski are really pouring into Casanat? Like they're really showing up and doing the next thing. Like Nicki is getting to all of that whole age, Lil Wayne, Drake, all the above. If you don't get into the next thing with the next group, you're going to eventually become irrelevant. Like you can't just keep doing the Millennium tour every, August through December. Like you can't. You got to get into the next thing. The only thing that I really do hate, I think that I'm not trying to be too responsible, but one of them should have cut that off on the internet. It's too many people that look up to them or too many people that they influence to be having that type of back and forth openly. That got too vicious. I also think the thing with Nicki is if whatever album come out in March, if it's not good, she's cooked. Whatever said album, I think Nicki will forever ring a bell in certain spaces. She was a big part of our college lives, a big part of our upbringing. But like Nicki's she made this noise now. You better follow through with a good album. That's the point I'm making. Because if she done got off the hook a lot with this mess. And there's so many new girls in the game now that it's easy. Those kids don't care about what you did in 08. Them kids don't care about what you did in 08.
Sure.
But I will say that I don't. Has Nicki ever really put out what the world would consider a bad album?
I don't think so.
No.
Because I'm not taking away from who she is and what she delivers is my point. So it's like, I don't think I have a doubt that the album, it might not be what people deem to be her greatest, but I don't think that it would be bad. But I guess, Keenan, what you're saying is like, it better be worth you announcing it however many months in advance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be real. I can name, ain't it Pink Friday 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
That's all I got, man. That's all I got. I think Nicki had a great rap career, crazy singles and features, but like I can't name no Nicki album straight through. Am I tripping?
Nah, you're not.
Because I feel the same way about like Rihanna. Listen, hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying. Rihanna does have good albums, but Rihanna is more known for her singles than like this great line of great albums that's been out and oh my god, this is a classic. I feel like Rihanna is the single queen, but it's not like that when she put this out, it was crazy. I don't feel like Rihanna does that, and I'm saying that to say I don't feel like Nicki has an album that's like that was a classic right there. Nobody can touch it. I don't feel that way. I feel like she has singles and features. And let's be real. Nicki came out at a time where female rap wasn't cool and held her own is what really blew her up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who she was backed by.
Yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but in the same breath, do you feel like Cardi B has an album that's like, oh, that's like, can you name Cardi B?
What?
That's only the second, album? But Invasion of Privacy. She
a classic.
She definitely put out a good first album for sure.
Yeah, like that joy. I don't think there's a lot of artists, period, that have albums that's like memorable throughout. Like you have your Drakes, the Cole, the Kendricks, okay, the Lil Waynes, the Jay-Z's, okay. But when you get to that second thread, name somebody in the past 10, we stand on female artists that has a memorable album. It's like, oh no, you got Rhapsody has one, but she doesn't even get considered anymore because she's more conscious and thought-provoking. You know what I mean? But like Nicki, I'm sorry, Pink Friday.
I wouldn't deem myself as a bar, but I do think that most people would say Pink Friday for sure.
That's what like Anaconda and all that.
Anaconda is not on Pink Friday. That's when like Moment for Life is on Pink Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And like only with Wayne and Drake, like that's all on Pink Friday.
Yeah. So what if you are? Hey, look. So what happened?
The bars go eat you up.
Nah, I don't care. She don't, and I clip it. I find them and clip it. She don't have a classic album.
He put in Rihanna into that. I just said the bar is gonna attack.
Yeah.
Hold on. Am I lying about Rihanna though?
No. Let me just say this because I was definitely a Rihanna fan. Okay, but what I will say is that I am not one of the ones who's pressing her for more music.
Thank you.
I think Rihanna really tapped into a bag where, like, if that's not
literally,
your passion,
Prince
like,
is literally a bag.
Yeah, like she's brilliant. Like, if she really tapped into her bag of what she is really passionate about, and clearly it's not music, because even if she wasn't putting out an album, if she was truly, truly passionate about music, she would at least put out a single here or there. That's not what's happening. That lady is making her bag. She's having babies. She's in love. Let her be. As much as I love Rihanna, I'm not pressing her for an album, because then if she give you the album after all these years and it doesn't meet your standards, everyone's going to be upset. So just let her keep
Yeah,
on with the
yeah,
Fenty, all the Fenty lines, and let her be happy and make her money in peace.
for sure, for sure.
But not
Any
too much on
last?
Rihanna though.
No, no, I wasn't saying that she wasn't Rihanna up there. I don't want to say nothing else that's going, you know what I'm saying? But in reality, Rihanna's singles are unmatched. I don't want to bring your girl up, Princess, because I don't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? We just got cool. But like she got classic albums and singles, but like Rihanna doesn't have the classic album part. She has the single, she has crossover, she has it all. What's the last one? What's the one with you need me? What's the name of the album?
It's the album with the like the cover with the red on it. I can't
Yeah.
think of
Um.
it, but it yeah.
You could play that one straight through.
Yeah, you can play that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, man. So up next, man. I know this was Friday, or I think it was Friday. Diddy, man. Let me say his charges, man. So Diddy got 50 months. He
Mhm.
got convicted of two prostitution related charges, transporting transporting prostitutes across state lines. 50 months. Too much, too little, too harsh. I just want to say we're not victim shaming, whatever our opinion is. Everybody that's experienced, sexual abuse, domestic violence, all the above, like it's not nothing to play with, but we're strictly talking about this situation in real time. We're not dismissive of anybody's feelings or experiences.
Hmm.
I'll go first because I can get crucified first. I'm gonna be real. I feel like Diddy got off like a fat rat, dog. Considering everything he got charged with, and to only be 4 years and a couple of months that he's not even going to serve that whole thing, Diddy got off like a fat rat. Be quiet, do your time, get out, do whatever you got to do after that. He got off. He
I'm
got off
honestly surprised that he got as much as he did.
as much as he did.
To be quite honest, yeah. I felt like it was going to be some way for him to slither out of that. Yeah, I did. But I will say, I think that the only reason why he got as much as he did is because he's a black man.
Oh,
If it
oh.
was a white billionaire, it wouldn't have been the same
You saying they would have got less time?
or none, or it would have never made it to where we are today.
Have we ever seen a white
That's
guy
why
get
them
charged with
files not being
racketeering though?
released, huh?
But okay, touche. I ain't jumping in that bag, but touche.
I'm
Um,
not either, but I'm just saying that.
yeah, no,
That's
no, you're
enough to
right. But I'm
say.
like,
That's
but I
why they're
don't think
not being released.
any of those charges have never been racketeering though. To the other ethnicities. My thing is for you to get charged with racketeering and come away with 50 months, no matter what the other stuff is. Like
Mhm.
that's like even with Young Thug. Like, bro, I don't even know how he came home. Not because I don't want to. I'm not gonna say I want to see Diddy home. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying based off what he did and what he got charged with and the evidence and his behavior that he was exhibiting during the trial while in jail. Bruh had a speaking engagement set for next week. Well, this week.
He was
in
That's
Miami.
confident.
insane to do.
In Miami.
That's bold.
Confident.
Yeah. So for you to do that and come out of it with 50 months, with 14 months served. So that's really just 3 years. Bro, you got off like a fat rat, dog. That's
He
my
Oh,
thing.
did. He did. And I think that he was shocked at how much time he actually got. I feel like in his mind, Princess, to your point, like it
he
should have
thought he
been a
was getting
lot
off.
less. Yeah.
Yeah.
I here's the thing. Like y'all, I'm not going to say what I feel about Diddy, but I will say I do think it's absolutely insane for those character letters to have been written the way that they were to help quote unquote his case. And the reason why I say that is Carisha for the longest time had nothing to say, right? Like she wanted no parts. I'm doing my own thing, dismissing every single question that was asked about Diddy. And then boom, all of a sudden you write this long, this is the man that I knew, blah blah blah. I'm just in my mind, I'm like, as you were drafting this or whoever you had helped draft you this, I mean, whoever helped draft excuse me, this with you.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't think those videos, the allegations chart, none of that played in your head to the point where it was just like, maybe some of this is true, or maybe I need to, or maybe something, this does hint a little bit, like none of that for you to write the letter that they actually wrote in itself about who he is. I just, the kids is kind of different because maybe it isn't, I don't know, because it's like dad and blah blah, but her, I don't know. I was just taken aback a little bit. Like, yeah, nothing to say this whole time. And then all of a sudden you pop out with this. Like, he's the king of all kings.
That money talk, man.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That money talk, man.
She was about to get
Money.
that bag.
Yeah. And she gonna get it again when he get out. How much I want to bet? Let's put something on right now.
No, that's actual factual. For one,
Yes.
because she kept her
Right.
mouth closed during this whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's gonna get a bag at the end
Yeah.
of this for
Yeah.
sure.
1000%. I just,
Yeah.
man, you know, Sensei, okay. Sensei said money runs the system. He thought he paid enough to get the treatment, but forgot as a black man, he is a target. The evidence, differently.
He meant
Defended.
Definitely.
I think
The
he
evidence
might have meant
definitely shows he deserves more time, and others possibly do too. The money thing, bro. I think the money thing is out. I think everybody knew that. I think the money thing showed more after he got in court. Like before, okay, cool. But you was in jail trying to pay people to be quiet from jail. That's my problem. Like, that's I just think his arrogance got to him. Like Diddy was just doing OD arrogant stuff. Like, okay, dog, you gotta know when to stop and know you're not bigger than life itself. Just chill out, be quiet.
But you gotta think
Have we ever
about
known
it.
him to be that?
You
Yeah,
said
We have
what?
that's
never
what I'm
known him.
saying.
We have never known him to be a humble man ever. On
Yep.
any TV show he's ever been on, the way he's portrayed in media, in his actual life, he has never been portrayed to be a humble man.
Mhm.
That's why he's shocked that he got as much time as he did. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, from the
I know
public's
his stomach hurt.
viewpoint, it's like, whoa, but for him, it's like, what? Y'all really gave me that much? Even though for us, like, that's it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
it. And he's like,
But
that's it? You know, like, it's
But I also feel like
Marcus,
the average billionaire would think that
Mhm.
because their
yeah, that's
money
fair.
solves a lot of
All
their
their problems.
issues.
Yeah.
There's
Yep.
nothing, honestly, that a billionaire 9 times out of 10 wants in life, whether they want to expedite something or go around this curve or change this rule. It happens for them, and they can pay whatever amount it is to make it happen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if I were him, probably I would have thought the same thing. You use your resources, and what is his resource? His money and his connections and how he can whatever. So I mean, I can't fault him as a billionaire for thinking that he could. It's crazy, but at the end of the day, like I can't fault him for trying. That's what he's been doing all this time. That's how
Yeah, I guess
billionaires live life.
true, Prince. I guess for me, it's like you did it from jail. That's just dumb. Like before then, I get it, but you did it from jail, dog. Like, come on, man. I don't know, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how much y'all followed it when it was the actual trial, but I felt like everybody was trying to prove a point that didn't help the case. Like I feel like people got on the stand and was sharing their experiences and all the things that happened, but it wasn't proving the case of what he was being charged for. You get what I'm saying? Like a lot of those things they was complaining about and saying, it was like, hey, look, come on, dog. Like, yes, he's wrong. I'll give you an example. The video that we saw with him and Cassie was insane, crazy, but it didn't prove the prostitution charges, the racket. It didn't prove any of that. It proved that bro is violent. They were in a domestic dispute, and that's wrong over here, but that's not what they were charging him with. it's like, so I get y'all trying to, you know, paint his character to be one way, but that evidence didn't help the case. And then when everybody just got up there singing about their experience and he did this, he did that, it wasn't helping the case they was trying to prove. That was my problem. That's when I started. Okay, he gonna beat this because what they saying ain't really proving the charge to me.
Mm-hmm.
To me. And I ain't gonna say the other part. Y'all remind me to say something off here. I don't want to get. I really would get crucified for that.
I bet.
There was a lot of communication. There was a lot of communication with the workers and a victim. A lot. There was a lot going on there. I'm gonna leave that right there.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I believe that right there. I'm gonna leave that right there.
Next
And
topic.
next, we have video reaction. Right. All right, so this next clip is a little old, but it's worth the conversation. Like, we've talked about love languages a lot. We talked about what it looks like. We talked about, you know, women being supportive of guys and how it feels and all the things. So we're gonna watch a video. Let's give our raw, uncut thoughts because I got a couple questions after we watch this.
Date somebody that constantly need reassurance all the time. Like, cause I feel like I'm gonna do what I need to do as your girl to show you all the time that I fuck with you and that I love you and that I'm only here for you. Right. And a man that always need constant reassurance to me is somebody that's just super insecure, and I don't want to date an insecure man that I have to babysit and coddle you all the time.
That's interesting.
All right. So my question to you, esteemed ladies of the panel, is let's draw the line between words of affirmation. The other night we spoke about, I can't remember, it was here in person. We spoke about
it was in person, I think.
About how a lot of the love languages was word of affirmation and like that valid. I thought it was here.
Oh no, it was here. It was here. It was here. Yeah.
About validation and those things. So we watched a video of her saying like, nah, like I'll reassure you, but don't, basically I'm not gonna do that too much or you insecure. Where does the line get drawn from words of affirmation to too much reassurance? That's what I want to know. Because the way she put it off, I feel like she stayed in the bag of what it seemed like is a guy's on her line because where she's at, what she looked like, and reassuring him in that way like she's not doing nothing. What I'm asking y'all is, where's the line between words of affirmation? Well, let me do this. What's your raw thoughts on the video first? And I'm gonna ask my question afterwards. What's your raw thoughts on what she said?
So I'll jump out there and say that I understand what she's saying, because I think the distinction that she was trying to portray is like with reassurance. I'm not gonna keep. She talks about insecurities and it kind of like leading to that means you're insecure. I'm not gonna keep doing that. And so for me, when I think about reassurance, I don't tie that to words of affirmation, only because like if I gotta keep reassuring you that I'm not gonna cheat on you because you got cheated on by 70 girls before me, I'm not gonna keep doing that. Go fix that. Go fix it. Go find somebody else because I'm not the one, right? Or if I need to reassure you that I don't know, I'm supporting you in this way, but you're like, oh, but you constantly comparing me, like in your mind, whether you're showing it or whether you think you're showing it or not, but it's showing up. To me, that's what she's talking about, and I 100% agree with her, because I think that there's some self work that needs to be done. When we talk about words of affirmation, if I'm affirming you and validating you in a space where it's like, keep going, you got this, yes, king, whatever it is for him that he needs, that's a whole lot different than me trying to make sure that you know that this relationship is solid, or this situation is solid, and I'm not gonna do anything to harm you versus build you up. I think that's the difference.
Okay.
I agree with everything that you just said, Brett.
Okay. Don't want to add anything, Princess? Asia?
I think Britt did a good job with that one. I concur.
So, okay. So I actually agree too. I just think, it becomes a very, very slippery slope when that conversation becomes strictly about, I think I'm still learning at my big age, like what makes something wrong versus an insecurity. We had this conversation, but like that line is still gray, not because I feel like, a lot of people are insecure, but it's like, no, Age, I think we had this in person. Or was that Age? I think we talked about this. I can't remember where, but you were saying how somebody may have brought something that you never thought about to your attention, and now you become self-conscious about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where I kind of, think the conversation is worth having. What if what you're doing is you doing you, but it doesn't make it right for the relationship? But you're like, oh, I'm doing me, get with it, get with it. But the things you're doing, I'm gonna give you an example. Meg Thee Stallion, right? Recently here, she had a video where the midgets was back there fighting. You know what I'm saying? And when I went in the comments, everybody was like, that's not a kept woman. Oh my God, whatever, whatever. A woman that's kept don't act like that. Then the next video was of her in some tight suits talking on stage, and it was like, Meg is perfect, right? And then she posts a video of her and Klay Thompson, like, my baby, right? I get that world, so I'm not trying to even have that conversation. But like, what if the things you do are just not conducive for a relationship, but you're so stuck in doing you? Does that question make sense?
Yeah, but at that point,
Does
I
it
would say
then,
then
does
you
it
want to
then
be
make
then you want to be single. Like, I don't think that you can be in any type of relationship that's a healthy relationship where you are not considering the relationship. Because I think there's a difference between, like, let's say I like my personality, right? If I am, you know, I don't know, if I'm someone that's an introvert, right? Let's say, for example, but the person that I'm with is an extrovert, right? We have to take into consideration each other. So every time that they want to go out and be out with their friends all the time, they also have to recognize, okay, either my girl's not going to want to be with me, or if I'm used to being out every single day of the week, I might need to stay at home a couple of those times to make my girl comfortable, and vice versa. If I'm an introvert, I might say, you know what? Yeah, for the sake of this relationship, if this is an important event or whatever the case may be, yeah, I'll show up in this space. But I think that, like, you can't be so selfish. And I'm not saying that you're saying this, Kingdom, but I'm taking it to the extreme of this. But like, you can't be selfish expecting the other person to come meet you the whole way, and then you not give anything to the relationship or to that other person. Not saying you should compromise yourself, but even back to like the original, to I thought your initial question was going to be, is like, I do think just around, like, we need to make sure that we understand the person that we are with, because there's some things that
hell
everything will
yeah.
work, for people that are different, right? But I also think that we also have to think about what compromise looks like, that there will be times that we need collaboration in a relationship, and there are also times there will be compromise in a relationship, right? And so those are two completely different things. But I think every relationship, there is like the ebbs and flows of it all. You just got to know your person who you're with.
And
Mm-hmm.
notice she said compromise and collaboration and not sacrifice. Cause y'all, boy, get in relationships and it's like, oh, I gotta sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. And that's when things start trending in the negative direction. So
Mm-hmm. It's resentment.
when we learn to
But
look at
there are
more
some
like
sacrifices that come with
compromising
the game.
things, I feel like, I
There are
mean,
some
yes,
sacrifices that come
yeah,
with it.
I don't mean that in a literal sense. You're
Mhm.
right, Keenan. There are some. It's just it shouldn't supersede what a compromise looks like in a relationship, in
So
my
and
opinion.
before we move to the next one, Brittany, I have a question. I have a question because I really do agree with what you said earlier. What if the insecurity did not present itself before you all got together? Would you still take the same approach of like, okay, I'm not reassuring this behavior because it's not conducive, basically, versus when you need to validate more? If the thing popped up post relationship is not something he or she came in with, would that change your approach to what you're willing to affirm or reassure versus, hey man, go ahead?
Well, I think it depends on what it is, right? Because if, like, to Asia's point, what you just said, people have insecurity sometimes that they may not know that they have until it actually happens with somebody new, right? But depending on what it is, I'm still not going to sit there. You still need to go and do the self work. You still need to go figure that out. And insecurity, like, it derives from some sort of self doubt that's manifesting in you. So you need to work on that. I can't keep validating that part of you if you don't believe that. Then you're putting the work off on your partner, and you're putting a strain on the relationship, because I'm going to feel like I'm consistently putting in overtime to make sure you're good when you don't even really know if you're good or not. Like, why is that then fair to me in the relationship? So nah, I'm depends on what it is, but for the most part, the answer will still be no. I'm happy to I pointed that out for you. Go do the work now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
vicious.
And I think it's all about the communication, because some things are noticeable from the beginning, right? Like the
For
Meg the
sure.
Stallion example. But some things are
Mhm.
also like you learn it over time. So I feel
Yeah.
like once you see that that's something that's like, I don't really like that, it's better to address it then, because sometimes you bring stuff up to someone and that's something that they are not willing to compromise or sacrifice on.
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
no, I'm actually not going to change this. Love you, but sorry. And so
Hmm.
that will be up to you to either keep going through that relationship or to separate yourself from the situation. So I feel like it's very important for you to have a conversation, like the sooner the better.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But in an obvious situation like with Meg the Stallion and that relationship, that's also a part of her image and her job. Cause she tone it down some since she's in a
See,
relationship.
princess.
No, I'm being serious. Could she tone it down some since she's in a relationship? Yes. But also any man who wants to date her or pursue her knows her character as an entertainer.
Yeah.
So that man
Hmm.
has to know, because a very, very insecure man would not be able to date someone like Meg the Stallion.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because I highly doubt she's going to say, I'm never going to shake my ass on the internet or on stage again. But she might say, I would do it less, which honestly, if you have noticed, Meg don't even post like that anymore.
I agree. I agree. Princess, the only thing I felt very strong at the beginning and then kind of reeled it back. The stage I wouldn't argue with at all. I also, and you said it at the end, I also feel like Meg, yes, to it being a part of her data, but I also feel like Meg has built herself up enough that she now has a choice of how she wants to represent. Because even to the speaking engagement joint, right? She even to the speaking engagement joint, she was talking on the stage dressed very professionally. So like she now has the option to do said things in different places. The internet stuff is more so where I disagree with you at versus the entertainment on stage. Like that's her. Do your thing. I'm not tripping on that. But I
But
don't think she.
entertainers, their social media is a part of their
Yeah, but
brand.
she's grown out of that though. She has though, Princess. She's grown out of that. She doesn't have to do that anymore. She can. It's good, but she doesn't have to though. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Hmm,
Mhm.
we don't have to continue.
All right, so uh, I actually want to hear you all's opinion on this next thing. We got one more video reaction. Uh, no, let's go to the topics. Let's get into the topics. Let's get into the topics. All right, so kind of shifting gears to something that we haven't gotten to tap into often, but I think is a very great conversation to have for us millennials as we navigate through this professional world and setting trends the way we do. So when do you catch yourself code switching the most? And do you see it as survival, professionalism, or selling out? So where do you catch yourself code switching the most? Do you see it as survival, professionalism, or selling out? Mm, 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 mm.
Mm.
I just want to start with a disclaimer. Code switching is not, no matter what we say, code switching is not a bad thing. It is not. To what degree and to what pattern it happens is where the bad thing comes in. That's my disclaimer. Um,
Mm.
Brittany, you want to take us out first? I saw you on mute.
Sure. I okay. So I don't think that it's selling out. That's at the
Mm-hmm.
bottom of the totem pole for me. I'll start by saying that. I will say that I will say there's levels of code switching
So,
because I don't really encounter that problem that much because how I talk now is usually how I talk at work too.
mm-hmm.
Now there are times where I'm not gonna be like, "Nigga, did you just hear what she?" I'm not gonna say that in a board meeting,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I do think that sometimes it is for me anyway. It's definitely levels of professionalism, but I can understand too why it can then pinpoint survival. And the reason why I say that is because as black people, that often we're the ones that are often code switching. I very rarely see a white person or a person of a different race or ethnicity come into a room and have to quote unquote code switch. I feel like we're always looked at as the underdogs, at least the rooms that I've been in, or they have an expectation of us to be like, whatever. Perfect example. Um, um Brittany, nobody, this person didn't know me, and then it's like, oh, Brittany, there was four black people sitting at the table amongst all these other different races at the table. This one specific person was like, oh, Brittany, your partners are here, so you can go ahead and do what you need to do. And I politely looked at this person and said, partners? Can you explain to me what that is, please? Right? And in
Hey,
that moment,
yeah, get them.
no, I'm so serious. Like, what do you
Mhm.
mean my partners are here? Where this is a very professional setting, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like oftentimes there's an expectation of us to act in a certain way, and that's the only way that I can kind of see it as survival. Like, I'm really trying to make sure that I articulate myself a different way so I'm not perceived in this space, which then also ties into a level of professionalism, but never selling out. I don't think it's ever selling out the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Princess.
Go ahead. No, it's fine. I was just gonna say, I only feel like that is selling out whenever you go to the absolute extreme or like kind of try to totally deny who you are at the core or
Mhm.
like completely act like you're not black or no black references or like your family don't
Yep.
have cooking. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that is what I would call selling out.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel that there is levels to code switching. I think where I am now in life, um, the question is where do you catch yourself code switching?
The
I
most.
find myself purposely doing it less and less. Like Britt said, I don't really change the way that I speak at work. I think everyone has a more professional tone that you may speak
For
in at
sure.
work, but just as far as like the way that I talk in general, it's pretty much the same except for like I don't really use as much slang at
Yep.
work. That's that professional talk.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I've gotten to the point now, like I used to be like I wouldn't go to an interview with braids or, like
Yeah.
certain hairstyles or things of that nature. It's like you want to look a certain way to come off a certain way. I'm past that in my life and in my career. So I think the most times that I see myself doing it is probably in person when I have to have conversations with people and seem just a little bit more relatable, even though, like in the small talk, even though we're really not that
No, that's real.
relatable.
That's
You know
real.
what I mean? Like, I
For
feel
sure.
like that's in nowadays, that's probably the closest that I get to it. Because it's
Yeah.
like I really have to stretch.
Yeah. And you want to know what's so crazy, Princess, to what you said? I agree with you. I think I can relate to your when you use it the most and what it looks like. But also, man, I'll be honest, and this ain't no funny. I think as you grow and you get in different spaces, I think naturally your vocabulary does become different though. Like I think
Mhm.
the conversations you having on the day to day, automatically you kind of it's not that you're doing it on purpose. You know what I mean? Because I guess what I'm getting torn between is like growth, right? Like at some point it's not code switching. Like some things is like, nah, that's just my fault. Like I don't. I'm not there with it no more, or I am here with it now, whatever the case may be. And the reason why I say that is I think I find myself doing it the most when, like, man, this will sound so bad. When like I have to Princess's point, but I'm gonna be very specific. To Princess's point about being relatable, but it's not at work. Like at work, I just won't really say much. Like I'm not gonna small talk. I appreciate. I'm not. I don't. If I don't care about the relationship, I'm not gonna small talk. Straight up. I'm just being real about that. However, like if I'm in a personal setting and I may not know you as well as I once did, and I feel the pressure of small talking because I don't really know you like that no more, but I feel like I'm supposed to, I'm probably more likely to kind of try to be relatable in that moment and talk about, like, I give you an example. I hate people our age talking about high school. Like, what? Like, huh? Like, bro, what? But if I come across, that's our last relatable moment, or the last time you met me was at A&T, like I kind of feel the need to relate back to that moment in time when we met. You know what I mean? Like, because we don't really know each other. So much has happened between then. So I guess I find myself doing it the most with people that I'm still, somewhat cool with, 6 degrees of separation, but like there's not a lot of relatability anymore. At work, I'm just not a believer in small talk. I'm just really not. And to me, I think the way I talk, minus the cuss words, is the way I talk everywhere. You know what I mean? I think it's better to have a way to represent yourself verbally that you don't have to turn on and off. Like the verbiage and the tone, like Princess said, to change, but not like what level in which vocabulary I'm using. I'm not much of a, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna start saying big words just because I read it. Or I'm not gonna dumb something down just because I feel like you don't know it. No, I'm serious though. Like I'm not gonna do that. And because the last thing I'll say, I'm sorry, y'all, is in my profession, you're taught to meet people where they're at, regardless of the person you're talking to. So whether it be a kid, whether it be an adult, like it's all about skill level. So I'm not going to try to big boy you if I'm trying to get my point across. I'm going to talk to you how you can understand in a respectful tone to move on. So I have to consider that code switching. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think for me, I think two areas. I think in an interview, it's usually the code switching. And that I think is more of like a level of professionalism and also survival, right? Because like, yeah, no, I need this job. I think also what's interesting is that there is AAVE, right, for most Black folks. And then you also have, which sometimes if I say I bet, yeah, my friends will know what I'm saying. There's somebody that does not know what that means. I don't have the time to explain. Folks that know, they know. I don't want to explain that, right? Especially for something as simple as I bet, where instead I could just say, I'll get that done for you, right? I think the longer that you are in your career, to your point, Keenan, and Princess too, there is like a shared language, right? So for me, I'm not gonna then, you'll never hear me say, all right, bucko, all right, pal. I'm never gonna say that. That's weird. But if I'm talking about people, right, I might say folks, right? So I'm saying, okay, yeah, that there are a couple folks here, right? That's something that I learned the longer that I was in my career. And so for me, it's also, yeah, it really is. But to Princess's point, what I find interesting is that when Black folks maintain a level of professionalism, it is interesting that I feel that some other people, they think it's an open door for microaggressions. That's when I definitely have to remind you, no, I'm not articulating this well. Yes, I know how to speak. I know how to communicate. I don't need you to compliment. Wow, you said that so well. Obviously. Obviously. Because in those moments, it then becomes, for me, it really becomes like, I feel like, Princess Point, you are a sellout if you allow yourself to experience microaggressions and you do not address it.
Yeah. Fact.
If that just becomes, well, that's just the cost, doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be at all. And so I'm very firm on that part. And sometimes but I will say on the other end, I do have to maintain a boundary though.
Mhm.
I have, most of my clients are BIPOC, right? Black folks, indigenous people of color. And, I had to catch myself a couple of times because there are times that I want to be like, what? Like, that
Yeah.
did what? And it's one of those,
Mhm.
no, not your friend, not your
Yeah.
homegirl. You are in a professional setting. And for that, I do have to maintain that. For me, it's a safe professional boundary so that it does not become like blurred lines in the therapeutic space, especially.
Yeah.
I just want to end with don't be selling out though. What Princess
Wait, no,
said.
hold
Don't
on.
be. Oh, God.
I got a question. I got a question real
She
quick.
about to say something reckless.
And no, it's gonna take it in a different direction because this real time happened. Do y'all feel like, or have y'all ever been in a space where you had to code switch while you were dating someone?
Fuck, man. What? No. Hell no.
Like,
So let me
Oh, hold on. Wait, Princess, what you?
my mind went somewhere else, but
Oh,
keep finishing.
I know where your mind went. You ain't fooling me.
I missed that one. Princess, what are we talking about?
I didn't.
I don't know, because Keenan's mind might be somewhere that mine is not. But could you
Okay.
finish your thought, Britt?
No, I'm just thinking like I'm just thinking like because I've always talked this way, right? Like people have often, oh, you're not the typical black girl. Why you talk like that? You talk another way. When I got into a relationship, this person was very articulate talking to match my energy, right? It was until he got a phone call that was like, yo, like totally. I looked behind me like, who is that? Dude, right? And then the conversation came later of, I thought that you would not be accepting of this type of person because the way you carry yourself or the way that you talk or the way that you whatever. So I attempted to match your energy, but I can do both. So my question to you all is, have you ever been in a situation where you felt like you had to code switch to match, or has somebody done that to you?
The short answer for me is no. I have seen it. I haven't experienced it personally. And I think. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Princess.
No. I had a follow up question for Britt. Did you do it?
Did I
Like,
do what?
did you code switch? Like, did you revert over to the way that he really, like, for real?
No, I
Okay.
didn't change who I was at all. I was just
Okay.
shocked. And dudes, that's when the conversation was like, some women like a little roughness, a little thug life. Like that's the little bad boy that we all kind of secretly enjoy. Like be yourself. I need you to be yourself.
I don't think I ever have.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. I've had people do it around me though. But I mean, it's for professional reasons.
Mm.
And it's always funny to watch it in real time.
Hold on, you said they did it around you for professional reasons, or they did it while around you in a professional setting for professional reasons.
Right.
Got you. Okay. All right. That makes sense. That makes sense.
And it's always funny whenever it happens. Seeing it in real time is hilarious.
You know that there has been this thing. Should I say this? I'm gonna wait. I can't say that right now. Yeah. Any more thoughts on professional on code switching? No. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one there. Right there. All right. So I think this is a hell of a conversation to have. All right. So topic number 2 from topics of the night. If two people never define their relationship but spend a lot of time together, how much weight should be placed on unspoken expectations? So, if two people never define their relationship but spend a lot of time together, how much weight should be placed on unspoken expectations? Y'all don't want me to start. Y'all know how I feel about kissing me in my mouth. Got me bent. Y'all know how I feel about that.
No, but let's hear it. We forgot.
Nah. Princess, you actually haven't went first. Like, how about you go first, young lady? You've been getting up all night going second, third, and fourth. So how about you go first, young lady?
I think I went first on the first question. But I'm waiting for the thing to go over. Okay. So how much weight should be placed on it? Why are the expectations unspoken? Like it's just nothing defined here.
How much
Like
weight should we put on it? How much weight should we put on it, Princess? How much weight should we put on it? Because you trying to trick bag already.
No, I'm being like
How much
I
weight should
don't
we put
feel
on
like that. So the answer is I don't feel like that much weight should be put on it because nothing is defined. So why is there like I guess I need a better understanding of what are the unspoken expectations. Like we're spending a lot of time together, but my unspoken expectations that you're not seeing other people. That's not going to be unspoken for me.
So, okay, for you right now, you out of your body, Earth 99. This is my question. As adults, we don't spend that amount of time with nobody that we don't have expectations on.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, yes, Princess, I do believe that all of us on here would absolutely say what our expectations are. Literally had a conversation with my wife about that like last week, like because some people set expectations without actually saying them, which is not bad, but they set them because that's what they require in order for this time to be spent. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but the point I'm making to you is a lot of weight. I'm gonna tell you why. It goes back to the first opening thought. If we are investing this time, effort, whatever you want to say,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what we ain't saying. And if we any type of sensible and we having certain interactions that aren't just strictly friendly, it's some weight on that joint, bro. Because I'm not here to do that. If we, you know what I'm saying, we ain't touching legs. I'm on this corner, you on that corner. We watching TV. We doing Bible study. You know what I'm saying? We cooking shows, stuff like that. Okay, cool. But if we spend the time and I leave your house at a certain hour, you leave my house at a certain hour, we going out to eat often. We done kiss once or twice, we hug a certain way. You damn right it's some weight on that. No, hell no. Got me bent. I cause that's a waste of time to me, for real. Like we know why we here. And I hate when people play that game. They're like, what? We ain't get the fuck out of here. Niggas ain't over here. We like each other, man. Stop it. Stop playing.
That's on both sides. And I'm
What you
saying
mean?
that not to make it so we're like even I'm thinking about a couple of posts that I've seen recently, and one the dude was straight up like, just because we spending the night, you cooking for me, you meet my family, that don't mean we go together. That don't mean we together. And then literally he said, yeah, Shorty asked me if we was together. Why would she ask me that? Huh? You know, and I'm just saying some people have this mindset. And so
Yeah.
I think, like to your point, Keenan, I think ethically, I think morally, there should be a lot of weight on it. Yes. I think realistically though, you have to, I don't even want to have this conversation. Like, I mean, we should have the conversation because how much weight is actually placed on it? Whoever, I feel like it depends on the person because there are some people that's like, well, we ain't talk about it, so it don't exist. Well, if you wanted something, you should have said something. Well, I didn't know that's what you wanted. And so some people realistically put zero weight on it. So ethics, 1000% all the weight. Morally, all the weight. Realistically, doesn't happen often. It doesn't happen often. And that's when people get hurt. Because you got one person that does have these expectations that they're not communicating. But to your point, Keenan, they're putting so much weight on it. My man, or that's my girl. Whole time, you never asked me to be your girl, though. Whole time, you never said we were exclusive.
Oh my God.
I'm saying on both sides. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying one toward one person or another. I'm saying it happens all across the board.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
It does, Keenan.
I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm not saying it doesn't. I just think it becomes tough when we Asia, honestly, it does. But I'm gonna use your example really quickly. If he said that before she asked what we are doing, he said the expectation to me. Like, just because we hanging together chilling don't mean he set the expectation if he said that before she had to ask, what are we doing? She may not want to hear that. She may be having fun. You know what I'm saying? But I just have a hard time believing that at our big age, Earth 99, it's all Earth 99 right now. We all single. If we're spending time together at that level to where like we know it's a lot of time, it ain't too many me asking if I'm doing actionable steps. Now, granted, is there a conversation that crosses over to like, hey, let me ask this, Asia. I know the question isn't as simplistic as you're making it, but like you're saying do something where it can't be denied that I know that you now know that I'm asking you to be mine. It doesn't have to specifically be that thing, correct?
In one example, sure.
So like if out the dinner and was like, yo, like I enjoy this, like we spend a lot of time together, I enjoy this, like this is the way I can see my life playing out. Like, what's your thoughts on that? I'm being vague on purpose, but like if if that conversation is sparked at dinner, does that hold the same weight as like, hey, I want us to be exclusive?
I think it does hold the same way if I'm understanding your first point correctly. You're saying like if you're out to dinner and somebody's is talking about this is what I want in my future and they have a conversation, does that have the same weight if somebody is saying like we're exclusive right now? Is that what you're?
Yes, because I think yes, and the reason why I'm saying that is like the gray area of having the conversation like that and maybe not stamping it with like, hey, you're my girl. You get what I'm saying? But I'm being very intentional.
No, I completely agree with what you're saying. I think you pulled one part of what I was saying in my example, because what I'm saying is the conversation should happen either way. So even if it is a conversation of, okay, this is what I want, or whatever the case may be, sure. What I'm saying is some people don't have any of that at all. So you do have one person that does want to be in a relationship. They're not saying anything. You have another person that's just out here just happy to have a warm body next to them. You know what I'm saying? For that particular night on a regular schedule. Both of them are spending the same amount of, they're obviously spending time together. One person is thinking it's leading to a relationship. Another person is not thinking that at all. I'm saying that is what happens every day on both sides.
Yeah.
So I'm saying there are some women that's like, that's my man. And he's like, no, I'm not. There's also some dudes that's like, that's my wife. And she's like, huh? I still got dudes paying for stuff. Right. You never asked me to be your girl. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Keenan, I think I think you're underestimating the world of delusion that people truly live in the dating pool of 2025.
Yeah.
Like, because you was like at our big age, baby, it be people in their 40s confused. They think they in a relationship and he got 5 others, but you met his mom, so you think you the one. But you would think at your big age that you would have asked questions, what are we doing here? But some people, like Asia just said, they just happy to have somebody paying attention to them, taking them places, having a warm body next to them. And they're just, everything is just based off assumption. But people are out here in Delulu land every day, all day.
Damn.
And people are comfortable. People are complacent in situationships nowadays. That's just what it is. If I could summarize everything that Princess and Asia just said, it would be that there's comfortability in situationships and not defining what are we doing.
Do you all think the line gets blurrier when, say, if both people have a roster but like each other more, start to like each other more, and you spend time here? But let me be really clear. Is there a difference between when two people start talking and there was only these two people talking, spending the same time, uncommunicated expectations? You got me? Versus two people dating two people on both sides, and we start to like each other more than the other people that we were dating, and now we got to figure that out. Does it make the lines more blurred? Because now, so let's just say we were being honest. I knew you were seeing people. I was seeing people. I'm liking you more. You liking me more. Does that make it harder when there's other paths in the vision of what's going on? Does that question make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make
I
it
think it
harder?
makes I think it makes it harder. But I
Okay.
also feel like if you know that that person has another person and they know that you have another person, I feel like the level of unspoken expectation should not be that high because we're both
Mm,
we both know that
mhm.
we're actively
That's
dealing
fair.
with someone else. So I feel like it's an even playing field and we can't really put too much expectation or pressure because we already know that we both of us got somebody else.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real, man. I'm gonna be
That's
honest with you,
crazy.
man. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. My stomach would hurt if she said, like, yeah, I'm about to hold, I gotta go. I gotta go real quick. I'm about to go. The stomach can start hurting, man. I ain't gonna lie. Man, I'm gonna be real with you, yo. Like, dudes, you know what I realize? Like, dudes be acting too cool and they be acting like it don't matter. Like, if she tell you, like, yeah, hold chill. I told you I had somewhere else to go. And
Hey,
you know,
you better do what you need to do to be number one. I done
yeah,
did.
Yeah, baby, this is a race.
hey,
Yeah,
I hear you.
I got a date.
May the best
I
man
hear
win.
you.
Not
Because
currently,
I
believe
hear
it
but
or not,
everything.
you know what I'm saying?
I actually think when you have like if both people know that you both are dating other people, I think in a weird way it makes it harder, but sometimes it makes it easier for people to protect their vulnerability because it becomes like, well, if I say that I like you, because mind you, we haven't talked about it. So if I don't know that I'm your favorite for real. So
Hmm.
all I know is that you have other options. So somebody has to take that risk to say
Hmm.
like, all right, now what if they say I'm not their option? You know what I'm saying? It
Hmm.
becomes I got a runner up. But I think when it's just you two, you know what I'm saying? If it's just you both and like neither person is dating anybody else, I think it's harder to be vulnerable in that space because you don't have a backup.
Yeah.
Hmm. And
I
I
Y'all
think it's
think
probably,
easier.
go
I
ahead.
think I think you also have to be in a space of like who's really telling people if they're dating. Some people are not going to tell them. The way like when I was single, I always assumed that they had somebody else. Always.
Mhm.
Like that's just how I'm always assuming that it might not be a full-blown roster, but I'm always assuming that you have somebody that you can call or somebody that's like the next person or whatever. Because I feel like most people always have somebody in the pocket.
For sure. What up, Nicole? Appreciate you tapping in. We'll get to your comment in a second. So, Princess, yes. And I'm saying even if you was up front, no assumptions, you were up front. I'm being honest. If I like you and you telling me that, my stomach gonna hurt, man. It make
Mhm.
you it because I think how real am I
You gonna
about
ask her to cut them off?
But don't dudes
now
make it
I'm gonna
taste.
be real with you. Oh, go ahead, Brittany.
I said, but don't most dudes, from what I hear, like the quote unquote chase that level of like, oh, okay, now really, it's something I can't have really, so I have to chase
Not
you.
when not when he like her. Like I think dudes are like that when it's just an exchange. Like it's transactional. Like I'm not like you cool. Like you something to do when there's nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like you. I'm not like invested. But when he start to like you,
So you gonna
that's
go get her or what?
but that ain't my problem. That ain't my see. This is
It
the
is
problem,
if
right?
you want to be
Because
number
you
This is
one.
the
sitting there
You
with
problem.
your
gotta
stomach hurt for no
pursue.
reason.
Yeah. What?
No. This
Yes.
no.
Yes. Yes.
No. So, Princess, you telling me the second you like somebody, the second you meet the new guy and the person that y'all gonna end up mutually liking each other,
Mm.
you are just learning that you like this person that much. That's when your stomach start hurting. You already plotting on it. That don't mean that it ain't gonna hurt until you get there.
I
Stop it.
know, but once soon as your stomach start hurting though, that means you if you know that she got somebody active that she, even if she's spending the most time with you, and she
Yeah.
got, and
Let's
you know that
go.
she got somebody that she's still spending some time with, it's go time. Go after what you
Yeah, but
want.
I agree. We talking about two different things, though. I agree with that. What I'm saying is, yes, princess, stamped. Everything you saying 110%. But some people still gonna mess with your feelings. Some people still gonna make sure you know I gotta go. I'm gonna get sick, man. I'm gonna get sick, man.
How long?
It hurt.
How long, Keenan? How long do you allow your stomach to hurt?
Oh,
Like, no,
y'all
like,
heard
how
my
funny?
story.
Like, at what point?
You heard my story.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, at what point do you say, you know what? Also, I think it's funny that we talk about our stomach hurting, because I just feel like that's like man butterflies. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have
Man,
butterflies in your
what?
stomach. So, how
That
long
ain't
are you gonna
butterflies.
allow for the
That's
butterflies?
Pepto-Bismol, actually. Boy, your stomach hurting. Gotta get up out of this sick. That ain't no butterflies where you know she going over to get that thigh put on it. Nah, that ain't no butterflies. That's sickness. That's sickness. That ain't no butterflies,
How
man.
long do you torture yourself with that?
Oh, not long at all. So y'all know I've already shared this story before. Y'all know me. Like when I I was young, but when I met my wife, she was talking to somebody else. That wasn't a problem. Like, and obviously I went out. It did not change. My stomach hurting when she used to say certain stuff at the beginning because she was filling me out too. I was doing what I was doing too, but there was some discretion with mine. You know what I'm saying?
She was
My stomach
bold.
hurting. My stomach hurting, man. Y'all act cool. I agree, princess. You go after it.
And
You
look
do
at
everything you
you
need to do to
after it.
separate yourself. Yeah, but that
You
don't
did a
change the
good
fact.
job.
It don't matter. That stomach hurt. Y'all act like y'all stomach ain't never hurt when y'all like him and he was like, "Oh, yeah, ho, chill. You gotta go ahead and step. I got somebody coming."
Honestly, I don't know. I can't relate.
Okay. All right. Nicole Freeman said, "You don't have to deal with lies if you know the hold on, excuse me. You don't have to deal with lies if you know the other is with another." Yeah, I'm cool with that. I just think sometimes I feel like this, and I think Parent says this to the point. I'm not trolling for the next 10 minutes, possibly. I think the thing is this. I think when you're in a certain space, most people date from a defensive end. Like back to Asia's point, like your vulnerability is real guarded depending on how many people you're talking to and stuff like that. So most people come in trying to protect themselves. You get what I'm saying? But to me, the only difference is I'm not talking to a chick you just talking. Like, I'm not talking about a chick you just talking to. You like this person. You like this person. I don't care what anybody says. If you like this person, you really trying to be on that, and they're actively telling you, like, "Hey, chill, I got somebody. Oh, I'm at dinner right now. Which, like, man, call on my phone. I'm out right now." That stomach gonna hurt a little bit, man.
Yeah, I'm
I don't care what
probably,
nobody say.
honestly, never gonna talk to you again.
But hold on, time out. Your stomach not hurting, but if your stomach don't hurt, why you not gonna talk to me again?
I didn't say that my stomach wouldn't hurt. I said my stomach has never hurt. I've never been in that situation. However, if I call you and you say you should just not even answer the phone, but if you call, if you literally flat out tell me that you with somebody else,
because there's a difference. There's a difference. You can have a roster, you can have your people, you can have all these things, but if I'm not a priority to you, like, let me at least be somewhere up in the mix, then that's when we have a problem.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but Princess, I got a question. Have you all ever been in something where you like the person more, from a woman standpoint, you like the person more than they like you, and you can tell?
I think maybe once. Okay. What's the follow-up question?
Let me get the other answers, Princess. I got you. Damn. Gotta get it. You're saying.
No,
she be owed it, boy.
No, I'm just saying so I can see if I want to stand by that.
All right. Asia, Brittany?
I thought that I did at the time. So I'm gonna say, yeah, from my perspective, I thought I did at the time.
Brittany.
Yeah.
So I would say a statement / question. Those are the type of ones where you like. Typically, when we like somebody more, we're initiating a lot or doing a lot more than the other person because we do certain attention-seeking behaviors to make sure we get the attention to carry out the mission, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you all would have said no, I said, well, it'll make sense because even though a woman is should be pursued, if she likes you more than you like her, she's also putting a lot more out there for you to catch, even though she's not pursuing you. So my question is, if that's the case, what was the reaction when you realized, like, this boy don't like me the way I think he did?
We broke up.
Because to me,
I
that's
was
where the
single.
stomach hurt come in.
Aisha, please.
I'm dead serious. We broke up, and I was single, and so was
Hold on. Because you liked him more, y'all broke up?
No, you said the question was, what was the reaction when I found out that I liked him more than he liked me? Because you have to ask yourself, how did I realize that he did not like me more than I liked him? Because he had a roster. He had a roster that I didn't know about, and I didn't have a roster. And there was no communication. And because I was doing things, it would be honest, he had got himself in some trouble. He called me. My thing was, so I'm going out of my way to show it for you because I do care about you so much. And then you couldn't show me the same consideration. I did do a lot. And it was met with, oh, you got a whole roster that you could have called. That's crazy. Don't call me. And then it was met with, to be honest, because y'all know me, I'm okay with having hard conversations in real life. And then it was met with, well, you probably got a roster too. And I didn't. And I really didn't. So at that point I said, oh, you're good though. You don't need me, buddy. You don't need me, bucko. You got a roster. Call him up. Call him up.
Hey, Asia, be real. Hey, Asia, be real now. Scale 1 to 10, how bad was that stomach ache?
Not gonna hold you. I was hurting.
And
I was petty after. And I was petty after.
Before, bro. Thank you.
No, I never said my stomach wasn't hurting.
I said princess. I said princess.
She said she
for
never
that
experienced
specific
before.
scenario, I had never experienced it.
Okay.
And if I can be honest,
Princess, what was your reaction?
Experience that again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Princess, what was your reaction when you found out that you liked said person more than they liked you? When you realized it, even if it wasn't said to you. See, I know she cut him off, man. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man.
No, I didn't cut them off. I think it wasn't a situation like Asia's. But I feel like you can be in a situation where you realize that like certain stuff, like you might be doing more of certain things or catering to a person this way, and it's like it's not necessarily reciprocated. So I didn't remove myself from the situation immediately. Put it that way. Like it wasn't as drastic of a I found out, that type of thing. So it wasn't anything drastic.
Got you. Brittany, what about you?
I was gonna plead the fifth, but let's just say it was snotty nose crying in the car all the way home. I think that's the one time that I legit felt sick, almost pulled over and threw up. Type sick. And it wasn't even on some like stuff. I think we were past that. And I was met with something else. And it was, and to Princess, to your point, I didn't immediately, my initial reaction was hurt. I was like, what? But I think I didn't remove myself from the situation right away either. Like I tried all the things to figure out, well, why not? Then you were having reflecting moments like, hold on, what is it? What about me is it then? And then you come to the reality of, oh, okay, this just wasn't a thing.
Y'all,
you talking about
wait, hold on. Let me say this real quick. Y'all, I was so like in love at the time, right? As soon as
I'm not laughing at you.
No, it's funny. We can laugh about it. I could tell the whole story offline, but it was to the point where as soon as I found out, I kid you not, I went to his mom. I said, your son. I went to his mom. I went to his sister-in-law. I was like, no, man. No, this was crazy.
She was bleeding out. She was, hey, it'd be like that, man.
I was bleeding,
she was bleeding out, man.
I was bleeding out. It was
yeah,
crazy.
bro. So I just, guys just tend to look dumber when you like her more. I'm gonna just leave it there. Like you there's no way you don't end up looking stupid in that scenario. When you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you, man, guys, don't show too much too soon. That you leave yourself left open for some manipulation. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do not do it. But yeah, I just
Hey, don't let this married man have y'all out here single.
What you mean? What you mean?
Right.
Hey,
thank you, princess.
I'm just saying.
Look, so here she go. I got a question.
For 30 years.
Here we go.
30 years.
Here we go. And I guarantee. Let me not say that. I'm gonna say that offline. And I bet you if never mind. Anything else on? Nah, Princess trying to have somebody crash it out, bro. She trying to have somebody crash it out online.
Keenan, you came on and
this,
you ready
you want to know
war.
what's so funny? You want to know what's so funny? That I believe that. What minute we at? Okay, I believe that you cross after the threshold, like you've been married, you've been together, There's certain stuff you see out there that I do feel like, us married people have a little more insight on how to get to that end goal. We may not be good at telling you how to manage the dating game, but once you cross over dating and y'all like each other and y'all together, we got a little more insight to help you get to the promised land. A little more. That's all I'm saying. That's I'm gonna leave.
But that type of statement is corruptive in 2025 dating, in my opinion.
What you mean?
Because you already got people out here that ain't trying to do much. So telling them that's not helpful.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
You already got the gender wars and
that's fair.
The who's sassy, who not. That type of statement is harmful in this dating environment.
See, but hey, that go back to the thing of code switching. Then we're gonna get up out of here. Like, I don't hang around people where that statement would be corrosive. You know what I'm saying? Like even the single people around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a question. Asia, so I got one question. We getting up out of here. If you was trying to figure out if you like said person, and this joker did the absolute most, would it give him points, or is there a threshold? You be like, all right, hold on, man, it's a little too much.
Yeah, like,
you're saying in a good way.
In a good way.
Oh, like, okay, like he pulling out everything.
He pulling out every stop first date.
Okay.
Every single stop. I mean, every stop.
Mm-hmm. What?
Is there a threshold where you're gonna be like, okay, like, I appreciate it, but hold, dog.
Yeah.
That's my point.
I personally would.
That's my point.
1,000%.
Yeah.
That's my
all
point.
The stops.
But that was my point of saying fellas don't do too much too soon.
But my
because
point
you can look
was
crazy.
that they not doing that anyway. That was my point.
Some dudes are though. I've witnessed more single guys at my age try to jump out there and get shot down because he looked crazy versus not trying to do anything at all. That's the only thing
pulling out all the
I'm saying.
Yeah,
you say again?
You are
What's
crazy.
Pulling out all the
honestly,
like,
because let's be real, because on one of these episodes, somebody said that cooking salmon was pulling out all the stops, and I haven't been able to.
Hey.
Hey, look, man. Appreciate everybody tapping in with us tonight, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. It's your boy K.Mims. I got the ladies of the show, Miss Asia, Princess, and Brittany. We are the Monday Night Crew, and we are out.
You are now tuned in to the realest podcast.